For the longest time I didn't use sketchbooks. I would just use loose leaf paper and then put it in file folders and eventually an expanding file folder. But that got really annoying to keep track of, so what I started doing was binding 11 by 17 paper, 5 sheets into little 20-page, signatures, filling those out, and then binding them together when I'm done. This is the one I'm currently on. It's mostly got costume stuff. I'm using my planning for my Manami cosplay. The original plans for Caroline's Yuri on Ice cosplay. She ended up doing Yurio instead, just because she's more comfortable. You know, the final design for Manami. Skit planning, that's weird. Oh well. So line up for Mila I did a while ago. This is the sketching for the Spring Fairy. There's, just this chick. Speed paint for her will be up on Saturday. But yeah, it's get 5 of those done, and then I'll bind them up into something. This was the first one I did, and the binding is questionable. It was the first attempt. But yeah, here's just the first half, because they're about 100 pages, and the first few times I tried to film them, it didn't work very well. It just ended up a long, rambly mess. So I figured I'd do half of it at a time. Just boing, boing. But yeah, here's the first sketches for Maddie and Sam from MG Fight, the comic I'm working on, one of the comics I'm working on. WKT, more listing. So I'll just use these for whatever, lists, things I need to do, sketching. Here's Star Strike, twins, wig planning. I guess I should probably introduce myself a little bit. My name is Jenna. I've been doing Artist Alley tables at small local conventions for nearing on 4 years now, and I'm working on getting towards the bigger ones and having a proper online presence at this point. My business cards say that I make things because that is what I do. I cosplay, I embroider, I paint. I love making props of all sorts. I have 4 active comic projects right now. I have the Rapunzel one I've just started working on that I'll hopefully get done for ZineCon this next month. KC ZineCon. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, here's 2 of the characters from my oldest project. I started when I was in 5th grade, so I'm not sure if it'll get done or if I just, end up sketching them a lot. Because at this point, there's been sci-fi I use, there's been so many different things, and just picking apart the overlying threads to get to what it actually is plot-wise is interesting. It's like basically throwing everything away and starting over from scratch, basically. And here's 2 more from that. Yeah, same thing from Elementals, the boss, to some other characters I do in middle school. I actually wore this outfit several times in middle school. I was mistaken for an employee at Hot Topic multiple times. Let's see. These are some characters from Mask and Cape, which I will post a link to in the description. Costume planning for a sci-fi project that my friends and I have talked about for years now, and it's not technically dead, but it would take time and money that none of us really have right now. Let's see. Oh, here's the planning for when I drew my, at the time, 10-year-old sister as the Purple Lost Galaxy Power Ranger, which was really fun, and I loved how it turned out. Cosplay planning for NACA of 2015, I believe. Yeah. Some dress designs. Maria and Adriana again. These are my idiot babies. They're from QIT, which is another one of my webcomics. Again, I'll post a link in the description. Random side character from Elementals. Some costume sketches for a play my sister was writing at one point. Not this. This was, I want something cool and sci-fi to wear for the Renfest, but we didn't end up going. And, well, that's halfway through, but I don't think I've been that long, so I guess I'll pause awkwardly and either edit it out, leave it in, or whatever. But yeah, I'll continue on. We'll see how this goes. More planning thing. Mask and Cape villain. Mask and Cape, it's... Oh, these guys, you know, vampires and interesting mech suits. Anyways, Mask and Cape is a comic I've been working on and off from middle school, but only really plotted out and got working on early this year. It started out as just using a random number generator to pick superhero tropes and then trying to create characters out of it as a sort of, you know, just a fun thing to do. Yes, that does in fact say Rasengan and have a little glowy ball of magic because I am weeb trash. And just trash. This is the first draft of the QIT spaceship. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in some of the fun stuff on this, but yeah, you got Batman, Cat. Yeah. I had completely forgot I did this until I opened this up a while back, and I was like, why would I do that? But anyways, back to Mask and Cape. But yeah, it's, you know, superheroes. And actually, but despite the fact that it has a whole bunch of characters, it does have an overarching story that it's working towards. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. This is actually how I tend to... sorry, I have a little Pikachu. A little donut charm from Paper Cute. Let's see if I can get it onto the... Okay, I can't get it on the screen. Hanging off my camera, and I was like, it's a little shadow thing. And here it is. But yeah, it's just so adorable. But yeah, that's what that little shadow was. Probably the little knocking noise. But this is how I plan out comics to begin with. I'll just do basic beats, kind of how I want the angle to be in, and then figure out how it would work on a page and paneling basis. Yeah, just, you know, little sketches that end up turning into stickers. Plans for revamping my Femme Eridan cosplay. Sparkle, she's one of the main three characters from Mask and Cape. Face deck Vriska for the Ren Fair that year. You know, these two characters from WKT, which is short for Water Kitten thing, because I'm really bad at naming things, so I'll just kind of put acronyms. I think that's what the word is. I'll just, you know, be words and then shorten them to the first letter, and then sometimes it becomes the title, like WKT and QIT. This is about a Tumblr post about some cats. Someone's like, they should be magical girls. I'm like, that could be fun to draw. First instance of Harley Quinn and Stephanie Brown Robin in here because they are my babies. Verse planning for some WKT pages. Sort of RPG sketching stuff. I did this at Recon, which is a thing that NakaCon does every year, while cosplaying Notalia America. And I did this the same day. Not the best with colored pencils. They're kind of fun to work with, but normally I'll just use them for basic either highlights or color blocking. Just a few, and there's Adriana again. That's when I decided that her hair ribbons would be nice and pointy. I still need to figure out how to get the wings on, but I sell little cat plushies that look kind of like bowling pins. They're about 9 inches tall. And I want to add like little bats to it. Make some little bats too, but I'm not sure how to get the wings to stand out the way I want to. Yeah. Was my sister's costume for Crypticon that she was sick and didn't end up wearing or going to. So now the big light up murder hammer that is almost 6 feet tall, I believe, stood on its top. It's like 5 or 6. It lights up. It just lives in my sewing area now, ominously, covered in blood splatters. Yeah. Trying to figure out the patch to go on there. Ended up being pink, gray, and black. My first draft of my display, now they're proper shells, because those leaned in a lot. This was for the first KCCC. Costume planning, some sketching. I think this is from watching wrestling. I think that's when that was done. Yeah. Some random prop stuff, because I've made them for a while. Ended up then really dinging it up, adding rust and dirt and scratches with silver paint on the inside to make it look like it's metal. It was fun. Plans for my Joker costume. Little dead bat flower. Just some random character sketching. Some magical girls from, well, I wanted to draw new magical girls. This one is tentatively the one with the dragon. Very basic planning for WKT because it's watercolor and it skips between characters. And each character has its own color of line art ink. So it's, okay, so this much of the story, this much of this is going to be this character, and then, one. Just really basic, how is this going to fill out page-wise. Here's some, thumbnails for that. Here's the villain that tentatively goes with those last magical girls. Yeah. Mommy and Nagisa, because Nagisa is my baby. I cosplay Mommy, and I'm like, I love her so, and then Rebellion happened, and Nagisa showed up. I'm just like, I love her so much. She is my baby. Sweet child, must protect. Here's the planning for the test fight comic I did for MG Fight, because I wanted the paneling and stuff to work in a certain way and needed to make sure it worked, so nice little 16-page comic. Another side character from that. Then we have trying to figure out a symbol to make a Naruto headband for my sister, because I made one in middle school and then I found it about, this was, what, 8 years later? And decided I could do better because the fabric wasn't even, finished in any way. It was just raw edges and soda can glued down, so I did better. Went overboard. That's when I really perfected the rust that I do on props whenever given half an excuse. But yeah, this is my monster sketchbook. It was from signatures from late 2014 to early 2015. I figured I would start with an older sketchbook just because, then, gradually move on. But yeah, I'm going to post a speed paint every Saturday and some other form of video on most Wednesdays. Not sure if that's going to be, sketchbook tours, though I do have 2 more sketchbooks I'm comfortable showing. Everything else is either loose pages that are kind of a hassle to deal with, or really, really old to the point where I just don't want to show you anything. But yeah, it could also just be, sewing or working on merchandise for conventions or, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's it. My hand's getting tired from holding the camera, so